Yo, what it do, what it is, what it ain't. This is your brother Jay International, tapping back in once again. And I know it has been a minute. In this video, I want to talk about brothers that may be going overseas to search for a significant other. And I've touched on this topic many times before. The first time I touched on this topic was, I want to say, almost 10 years ago. And it was on my old channel. And it got it got a decent amount of views over the years. But when I made this video, I was very naive. And I was at a stage in my life where I was believing the hype that was being promoted by popular YouTubers of that time who were traveling to different countries. So at that time and in that space, I believed that by listening to them, the answer was to my problems in terms of relationships was in another country by getting my passport. And that was my mindset. My mindset was, okay, listening to these other YouTubers, all one has to do is get the passport and go overseas, and that would solve my problems. And it took years for me to realize certain things. Over the years with traveling, my perception slowly began to change. It slowly began to change because I started to realize that women in general are the same no matter where you go. Aside from slight cultural differences, in general, I realized that women were the same the world over, in general. And so, after coming to this realization, I realized that, a lot of us passport brothers, we are trying to escape the Western-minded woman. We are trying to escape the modern woman, and we were searching for the traditional woman. And we would say, okay, if we are to find this traditional woman, then we must go overseas to where we feel the Western values have not affected these women as much. But let me tell you something, okay? If you think that the Western values have not affected these women overseas, in particular going to South America, and it's funny because a common belief was, oh, these women in Brazil, these women are, they have traditional values. But South America is right below North America. It's not like we're going on the whole other side of the globe. We're just going right under us. And it's hard, when you think about it, you think, well, how can they not get affected and influenced by the women that come from North America when they're just right under us. And social media exists, the television, the internet, the movies, they all get over there as well that come from North America. They get there to South America too. And not only that, women from North America are traveling over there. You have large expat communities that are living in South America. So how could we not think that the women over there would not get affected by what we're trying to escape here? In addition to that, these women, we got to stop thinking that these women are not traveling. A lot of these women that come from South America, they also have their passports and they're able to travel. And a lot of them travel to, guess what? European nations. So they are being affected well before we get there. And if you think that I'm going to go over here and I'm going to meet this traditional woman, I'm going to tell you this. If you don't go to the Amazons, the Amazonias, and go into that bush to find this woman, then you're out of luck, buddy. You're out of luck. You are out of luck, okay? If you think that you're going to go to a modern place, a place like Rio de Janeiro, or if you go to Colombia and go to Medellin, and you think that you're going to find a traditional woman in these cities, or even in other cities, you're shit out of luck, man. You are shit out of luck. These women are not like their mothers, no longer. They're not like their grandmothers, okay? They're not even like their older sisters. These women have been affected by the modern woman mentality, right? And I'm speaking from experience because I'm currently going through this myself, okay? And you can forget about, because you hear brothers say, well, if you meet her, just leave her over there. What the hell does that mean, bro? You don't think Western women are going to these countries and meeting them? Especially in these high tourist areas. These women that live in these countries go there too, and they interact with foreigners. So get this out of your mind that I'm going to meet this woman and leave her there, okay? Get this out of your mind. If you think that you're going to meet a woman over there and then you're going to say, okay, the solution to the problem is to leave her there, then guess what? It may help a little bit, but you must understand she's up on game. If you think she's not up on game, you're fooling yourself. You are fooling yourself, especially if she's educated and especially if she speaks English. The best bet, from my own personal experience, if you want to find this traditional woman, is you're going to have to get dirty. You're going to have to get dirty. You're going to have to make some adjustments. You can't be, basically, you're going to have to be willing to go into that damn bush, okay? And a lot of you brothers are not ready for that, okay? You're not built for that, right? Because when you go into that bush, you ain't got no modern amenities, right? You don't get to stay at 4-star, 5-star hotels and get, food service and all this stuff. No, you're probably going to go in there. You're going to have to carry a backpack. You're going to have to be a backpacker. You're going to have your water and all your equipment. You may have to have a knife, some weapons, because you're going to be dealing with some elements when you go into those bushes. But If you want the hope and the opportunity to find this traditional woman that you brothers are talking about, you're going to have to go in those bushes. And you can't be afraid to go into those bushes, because it's going to be rough in those bushes, boy. I'm going to tell you, it's going to be rough. If anybody been camping, you kind of know, you kind of have an idea of what it's like, especially if you've been camping, if you went off the beaten path and you went, you did some real serious camping. You might have an idea of what it's like to have to, dig a hole and shit and wipe your buttocks with a pine cone and go and fetch your water from the river and build a fire and boil your water, or put some iodine in your water, or you got to go and hunt your food. You may be prepared for that, but a lot of you brothers are not prepared for that. So that's all I have to say, man. And I'm speaking from a man from experience. It don't matter if you go to one of these major cities out there and you meet her there and leave her there, or you bring her here. It does not matter no more. Skip that. It does not matter. If you want this traditional woman, your ass better go to that bush, and you better be prepared. And that's all I gotta say.